All right, guys, so I came back to the spot where I killed this nice buck, and I thought I'd show y'all a little bit of what happened. Right before the season started, I was getting pretty consistent pictures of this buck coming along the edge of this pine thicket, coming down along this drainage ditch here. I'll show y'all that. Here's the pine thicket, and up here's a hay field. And he was coming down this drainage ditch, and he was coming right down through here. It appeared to me like he was headed down here to get a drink at the one and only water hole, the low spot that was holding water. I scouted this at least a month before the season started, and that was the only place I found water. And it's inside of a log jam where I think there's a way that they can get their heads down in there. I mean, he had pretty decent sized antlers on there, and there's more water in there now than what there was whenever I scouted it. So I got pretty consistent pictures of him coming down in here. And I'm gonna show you my camera, and I wanna show y'all where I set up. I had some trouble with my recording equipment with the audio, and so I wasn't able to get what I thought was very good video footage of the hunt. Right here is my camera, and it was sending pictures to me, letting me know that right there it should take a picture of us. So he was coming right down through here, and he was walking on this trail right here. And if I step out here on this trail, you see a little bit what it looks like that way, and the water hole is right there at the base of that tree right there. So I hunted one evening in a maple tree, I believe that one right there in the background. Not this one, but this one. And then another day in the morning I came in, and I think I put my stand up in one right in there. But he never came through on this trail. So it had rained, and I figured that he had water on this whole creek bottom, because when I came in and hunted those 2 times, there was water in more portions of the creek. And so I knew that more of the creek had water, and also some of this drainage ditch had water as well. But the evening that I got him, the wind was switching, going this way and going this way. And I knew I was going to have difficulty pinning him down. So I got in my activated carbon and basically took the least amount of equipment as possible. And instead of setting up over here, because of the way the wind was blowing, I thought that my scent would carry up the drainage ditch to him, and I calculated that he would come from that and come down here and either circle around, because sometimes he was circling around or else going directly to the water hole. And I figured if I was here in this tree right here, that it would be roughly a 35-yard shot where he rounded and went down to the water if he chose to come down in here again. So while I was sitting in the tree, I went as high as I could, because this is at the bottom, and you can see that's elevated up there. It goes up to the pine thicket. This is the corner, a corner of a pine thicket right here, and I know the deer like that pine thicket. So anyways, while I was watching out here in this area where I thought he was going to come from, I saw some little bucks and stuff come out of the pine thicket and or possibly come from the hayfield and start working straight away from me. And I think there was a nice little 90 or 100-inch 8-point that was in that group, and I tried the video, and there's no video footage that got it, that actually shows a deer on it. And about that time, maybe 10 minutes after I'd seen them, I heard a twig snap right behind me. I turned around, and he was right at the base of that big tree. I caught him at about 15 yards. He was standing about right there when I shot him. And I think I got him in the liver. He stumbled and ran forward. And you can see that on the video. And I actually launched an arrow that landed about right here. At this point, he turned and went right down in there and fell over. And all of this brush right here, I couldn't see through very well, but I heard a crash. He's right in there. He just fell down right behind. I just got done uploading the footage to my phone so that I could see what was going on. I'm gonna sneak up. I got it. I slipped out of the tree stand and walked along this path, found the blood, came past the arrow, and when I saw him, he was still, he had his legs under him, but he was bedded. His belly was on the ground. And so I tried to get to a position where I could shoot through an opening, and I tried to tuck an arrow right through an opening. I think I can see it pretty clearly right now, but the arrow hit a branch, and I mean, it went wild. It went way wild. He came right down in here, and he was bedded right in here when I tried to shoot him the first time, and then he stood up. He died right here at this log. I got a second arrow in. Into it. So, some beautiful stuff that I'm seeing right now is this thing right here. Check that out. That is a very decent rub right there. And I have cameras all up through this drainage ditch, which I should really get my camera, cards, and come down in here and pull all the cards. I caught him. I caught him coming from the creek bottom, rounding the bend, come up here to feed on acorns. There is at least half a dozen white oaks that are huge, and that I mean, all the acorns are dropping, all the trees are dropping acorns this year pretty much, but there's some really nice white oaks up there, and I think that's where everybody was headed. And then there's some nice white oaks down here in the creek bottom as well. So check out the video footage, see what you think about it. And yeah, I apologize that the audio wasn't working right. I had to patch audio over top from the other camera onto the GoPro. The GoPro was supposed to be getting me the best audio, but that did not happen. So we're trying again today. So hopefully this is working.
Look, we've got tons of lights here.
Yeah, we got tons of lights. There you go.
Here, can you climb up?
What do you think of it? You like it? Okay, so you can take some pictures of me.